Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. An economic disaster is averted as the U.S. government gives local employers and employees a one-month extension. Also tonight, Outer Cove Marina's future usage is pushed back for at least 7 days. And Mark Airlines departs for now. All eyes are on their return. In sports, Saipan soccer spreads its wings 12,000 miles. Seriously, stay with us. These stories and more are next.
48 hours. That's all we get in a week. But those 48 hours, we try to make them last forever. How? By filling them fast with all the right stuff. With a lot of laughter, a little drama, some adventure, and a whole lot of love.
Dad, Mom's here.
It happens pretty quick.
Bye, Dad.
But it's cool. Because the rest of the week, we talk about our plans.
You want to go to the beach?
On how to make the next 48 hours last us a lifetime.
Hafaday, Tirwami, and good evening, Commonwealth. A one-month reprieve, that is the word that came down at 4 a.m. local time this morning. That means, at least for now, thousands of CW workers who keep the Commonwealth humming can stay, can work, and can keep their families together. Almost all non-resident worker contracts expire on the very same day, September 30th, and new regulations and a lengthier application process put renewals for thousands in jeopardy. The Torres administration and Congressman Saipan both working to stop the economic disaster from happening. Employers now have until November 1st to file a CW permit extension. Kalili's office today said as of Monday there were 2,536 applications covering over 7,000 workers that were still pending. Saipan said today in a phone interview that he had asked for an extension of 90 days, but that the 30 days would definitely help. Here's Governor Torres on the topic this afternoon. Were you up? Did you?
I was up actually. I was up and we spoke to Jason Osborne, our Washington office. And for the last couple of months, we've been working really hard with the White House and USCIS, Homeland Security, and of course our private partners here. And we got the news this morning that USCIS has approved the extension of 30 days.
USCIS says this extension is on a one-time basis to excuse the late filings, provided the petition is otherwise properly filed and includes an approved TLC with a start date on or after October 1st, and provided that USCIS receives the application no later than 30 days after the date of TLC approval or by November 1st, whichever is earlier. Do you think the 30 days is enough time?
I think that is definitely a success for us, knowing where we're at. I think 30 days should be enough for for the companies that are pushing hard and not taking the relaxed approach about the deadline.
Boat operators from Outer Cove Marina met with Lands and Natural Resources this afternoon to hammer out a new agreement for its use.
The outer Cove Marina is in serious state of disrepair. Out of a concern for safety and the need for renovation, the Department of Lands and Natural Resources set an October 1st deadline for new regulations and fees to be collected. Secretary Tony Benavente calls it a collaborative effort.
Going into the Transcend dock might be a very tight new schedule, or the impact of all those large vessels, the smaller ones coming in and out to offload and to load and then offload their passengers. But we're working with DPW right now, since their office is the one to determine if the structure out there at the outer cove might be what they call engineering term structurally sound. So with that, they also hired the private vessel owners also hired a private engineer to work with DPW and see where to determine that particular area that might be feasible for them to go ahead and utilize for the offloading and loading of passenger. So we're working on that.
An engineer from Public Works notes the need for structural analysis.
What we did is just visual inspection. We don't do any analysis on the existing structure, whether it's structurally sound or soon to be fake, because of the pictures shows on the side. But if we can have somebody, a structural engineer, to do analysis on these existing facilities, it can prove that whether the facilities is still okay to use or not.
The plan is to keep the big tourist boats in the same spot.
It's really hard on the larger vessels coming into the channel, and more or less, but the smaller vessel will have to come in automatically and pick up their customers at the Transcend dock. But I agree, the larger vessels is really a harder situation for them to come in, turn around, and then go back and then drop off again and then come back to their berthing area. So we're trying to work with them.
Officials will be here in October to inspect the Saipan airport, and Skymark Airlines hopes to make an announcement on a potential start date by the middle of next month. The governor and lieutenant governor met this morning with Skymark officials and then hosted a lunch meeting for the team inside the casino. Also in attendance, MVA officials and legislators. Several things remain to be done before regular flights begin, including 2 airport inspections, one here and one there. Tomorrow, one member of the Skymark team will fly to Guam to ink a deal with LSG for food services. The company hopes to offer local dishes aboard their aircraft, such as chicken kelaguen. This morning, Governor Torres was interviewed for the December issue of the Skymark In-Flight magazine.
We have a really good relationship, working relationship. A year and a half ago we met, and I think that just did really well about that partnership. The interview went really well. I told Mr. UGA that his success is our success. And on behalf of the Lieutenant Governor, myself, the legislature, MDA, and the people of the Commonwealth embraces Skymark. Yeah, so we look forward, and more especially that it's the first international flight. It means a lot to Skymark, and it means so much to us bringing back our Japanese market.
Yes, so the governor, this word always encouraged me. So China is the first international flight.
The last charter flight was scheduled to depart this afternoon at 4:30 p.m. One group of Japanese tourists say they can't wait for Skymark to begin direct flights, and Saipan is in a bit better shape than it was yesterday, thanks to their help. These travelers promote world peace, and they bring a special spirit with them that spreads to all.
Let's go upstairs, please.
The Obayashi group comes to Saipan about once a year. The group has been here about 17 times. This year they came on the Skymark charter flight, and all of us who know them look forward to their visit. They look healthy, and the good weather has everybody in a good mood. Previously, they planted signs that read, "May peace prevail on earth," and each visit they maintain and rehabilitate them. Signs are written on 4 sides in English, Japanese, Korean, and Chinese. Saipan's a special place for the 74-year-old Obayashis. Their son was married here, and they love the sunshine, and they always travel with a purpose, cleaning up beaches, sightseeing places, and the memorials. The first stop, Bonsai Cliff, and the group got to work cleaning the existing peace sign and then spent some quiet time. The conditions, absolutely beautiful. and they passed out a gift to the G4S security guard. Flowers were delivered at the last command post before some prayers were said. The sign also cleaned, removing a year's worth of weathering. The group also picks up trash at all the sites they visit. At the foot of Suicide Cliff, they made an offering at the Japanese Peace Memorial and also cleaned off the signage there to get it just right. Armando Camposano is their guide.
Yeah, it's good to have to see some people from Japan. Hopefully, a lot more coming in here. But these people are, they've been here before and they're glad to be here and check the place.
At the top of Suicide Cliff, the group faced north, just as the Emperor and Empress did in 2005, peering out towards the jungle and water below. The trip included a stop at the grotto to polish and pick up trash, and then it was up to the top of Saipan, Mount Tapachao. The group was assisted during their stay by PMT. For Camposano, who has spent 25 years in the visitor industry, it was a very special day.
We show them, this place is so beautiful, and if you show to them, especially in a nice way, and then you can feel it's great. I really like this job. It's a once in a lifetime. Some people are busy in their work in a city, and then we come over here. They see the scenery is very nice. Some of them really like the place, like greens and quiet place, and it's like paradise.
Coming up, the LGBTQ in the CNMI are living their lives more openly than ever before. The youth are encouraged to take a stand in making schools safer. That and more after the break.
Get the phone plan you're looking for at IT&E. Stay connected with the strongest, widest, and most reliable network in the Marianas. Stream, share, play, shop, and surf the web with super fast 4G LTE data. Whether you need just a few gigabytes of data to get by, or if you want to go further with unlimited data, there's a plan for you. You'll always get the best price. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more. IT&E. Explore your world.
Hafaday CNMI. Does it seem like our hot days are hotter and our rainfall and flooding heavier? This intensification is a result of a warming climate. Here in the CNMI, our wet and dry seasons will continue to grow more extreme in the years to come. These changes can cause more frequent droughts. We may also experience more frequent flooding, which is our biggest threat to our marine ecosystems. During flooding, stormwater moves from the top to the bottom of our watershed, carrying loose soil, sediment, and other pollutants. This hurts our living creatures in our lagoons. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. There are plenty of things we can do now to prepare for these changes. Plant shrubs and trees to buffer runoff from your property into nearby waterways. Use seeding and mulch to secure loose soil. These natural landscapes sustain our livelihoods, and with your help, we can work together to reduce our risk to these changes.
Jose and Pedro were born on the very same day. Jose liked to play sports. Pedro liked to play video games. Jose's favorite word was pass. Pass me the ball. Pedro's favorite word was pass too. Pass me the rice. Jose is retired and has both time and energy. His life is just beginning. Pedro has diabetes, hypertension, and gout. His life could soon end. Eat less, play more, live longer. Brought to you by PHI, the pharmacy you can trust. Welcome back. You're watching the Wednesday night edition of the Channel 2 News. This week is CNMI Ally Week. It encourages students to be allies with the community in standing against bullying, harassment, and name-calling. Sally Lemus reports.
Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios signed the proclamation this morning and declared that love always wins in the Marianas. This proclamation aims to create safe school environments for the LGBTQ plus youth and their allies and rejecting bullying in all aspects. Many came to support this significant moment in the CNMI as they believe this is a start of progress for the Marianas.
For us to proclaim Ally Week in the CNMI for the first time is significant. That is significant. It means that we are moving forward, we're progressing as a community, we're progressing as a society to become more accepting and understanding of different members of our community. And the reason why that's important is because of diversity. The more diverse our community is, the more diverse our society is, the more we encourage creativity, the more we encourage just different ideas and perspectives on the table to create better laws, to create better schools, to create better programs. It's just an all-around win-win situation for everyone. And so today was really important because we want everyone in the CNMI to be an ally. We want to encourage them to be an ally. Do your part. It's something as small as a simple conversation or a simple act of kindness, that can transform someone's life.
According to Bobby Pangilinan from PSS, being an ally for the LGBTQ plus community means refusing to be a bystander of bullying and instead spread awareness of being respectful and supportive.
Ally Week is for people who are not in the community to bond with people who are. It's to build a connection so that, there's no hate or stigma, there's no dividend between the two communities. It's the week that we are not the LGBTQ plus community and the ally, we are the CNMI.
Pride Marianas Youth will be having a list of upcoming activities to promote the LGBTQ plus and their allies, such as a family-friendly movie night, read out loud and paint session, and an 18 Pride Halloween bash.
Up on Capitol Hill, I am Sally Lemis reporting for KSPN.
The Department of Lands and Natural Resources is working to implement a program which gives knowledge to the students about how to save the turtles. The program is being created by a teacher from Rhoda that will be taught at every school on all 3 islands with a goal of reducing poaching and increasing the education and value of our natural resources for upcoming generations.
We are working on an education component which the teachers can use as part of their curriculum, and it meets the federal guidelines that teachers have to teach. And so basically it's a science component, it's a reading component, and it's from K through 6. And so each grade has kind of a different education component that they do, whether it's, counting turtles for the little kids, or whether it's, okay, how do you, what's important to a turtle, what happens to the population. And we have a teacher/librarian that is actually working that up for us.
A former Guam mayor faces stiff charges. KUAM has more.
Afade Tato CNMI, here's what's making news on Guam. Jotnia Mayor Jesse Blas was in handcuffs and escorted into the District Court of Guam by federal agents following an indictment unsealed Tuesday morning accusing him of accepting bribes and extorting money from a confidential informant for a mailbox to smuggle in meth. The mayor allegedly attempted to extort $15,000 from the confidential informant identified as Brenda. Cluster box units are located in several villages and are operated by the respective mayors. The mayor declined to comment as he was escorted inside the courthouse. Well, dengue fever and illegal dump sites also came up at a legislative public hearing today. The issues were raised during discussion on a bill to expand the Island Beautification Task Force. Our Nestor Lecanto has more in this report.
The measure by Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano would add a Guam EPA representative to the Beautification Task Force, and it was agency spokesman Nick Lee who raised the connection.
We know that illegal dump sites have cumulative impacts, and we've often spoke about vector control, and some of these sites now serve as breeding sites. So I think this is coming at an opportune time to get awareness out.
Maybe this is something that the Beautification Task Force can really hone in on, is that message that we're dealing with some of these issues like this dengue fever issue is because those illegal dumping sites are breeding grounds and they're very difficult to clean up quickly.
Both Taitano and Lee acknowledge that manpower during cleanup campaigns is often a challenge. Lee suggests one solution could be inmates from the Department of Corrections.
That could be considered an untapped resource that we should be looking at, and it would go great with our ability to further assist the IBTF.
The Corrections Department is also on the task force, and Taitano's bill would also include a Mayor's Council representative. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Leconto.
Stay connected by way of our KUAM mobile news app. Follow us on any of the social media platforms and sign up for our weekly email newsletter, KUAM Digital Digest, on KUAM.com. For Guam's News Network, I'm Chris Barnett.
On your mark, get set and run to Bonsai Cliff. Saturday morning, get a t-shirt, have fun, all that jazz. We'll have that story and more in sports coming up.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
Welcome to Marianas Medical Center. We've been taking care of you and your family since 1998. We offer preventive health care services, acute and chronic care for both adults and children.
微产期以及妇科的检查.
신생아 선별 검사 및 영유아 건강 검진.
Meron po kaming food handlers, green cards, school at sports clearances.
Greenig Marianas Medical Center oferece todo classe de serviço para a família mesmo.
We accept Medicaid, Medicare, and most private insurance plans, and we also accept individuals without any medical insurance. We're conveniently located in the JKR building on Beach Road, Garapan. Marianas Medical Center, quality health care for your entire family.
Visit American Memorial Park, one of Saipan's leading visitor attractions. Open 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. The visitor center is located in Garapan, just a short walk from most hotels. This U.S. National Park honors the American and Marianas people who lost their lives in World War II during the Marianas Campaign. Entrance is free. Take time to view the main film, to learn about the Battle of Saipan, and walk through the extensive and fascinating museum exhibits. Don't forget to stop by the museum gift shop, which offers unique and exclusive merchandise. All proceeds are donated to the park's education program. Come discover the American Memorial Park. Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, CNMI soccer is in full swing these days, here, there, everywhere. They're kicking it real good. And consider this, in the past week, CNMI soccer spread 12,000 miles across the globe. The CNMI U16 boys closed out their AFC qualifier in Jakarta, Indonesia, getting thumped by China 15-0. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was more like David Jr. against Goliath and all of his relatives. The real story, though, CNMI boys scored 2 goals in an Asian Football Confederation tournament. That's newsworthy because it's a first. Also newsworthy, on the other side of the ocean, Joshua Abragan, playing for Boise State University, helped them win their very first game, a 2-1 victory over Utah. That's NCAA Division I. In northern Kentucky, another NCAA player from Saipan, the CNMI's first college recruited player, Enrico Del Rosario. Starting for northern Kentucky, he played all 90 minutes in their upset of Vanderbilt. Over on the East Coast, in Boston, Mass, Sunjun Tenorio and Dai Badzutsky playing for Suffolk University. Dai, a defender. Sunjun, the team's leading scorer. Meanwhile, back on Saipan where it all began. Girls U16 action Saturday night under the Cobreville lights. Pauline Joyce scores for Kanoa FC thanks to Isabel Manabit for that assist. More pressure against Matanza FC. This time the goalie says stop it. Pauline, she goes in for another score. Oh, not this time. No problem. She only scored 5, and that was more than the entire Matanza team. Kanoa wins this 8-on-8 game 11-4. Meanwhile, next door, Tan Holdings FC enjoying a goal fest against MPU. Mary Joy Aniana, she joins the hit parade. Their goalie boots the ball downfield. The defender, oh, it's a swing and a miss. Alicia May Angeles, wide right. Jenny Ann Capayas, just enough angle to slice it in to the net. 14-1, THFC all over MPU.
Okay, we did the math. The distance from Jakarta to Boston is 11,809 miles. Rounded off, it's 12,000. Well, and that's how far NMI soccer has spread. Opportunities here to become a FIBA certified official in a different sport, basketball, are very few and far between compared to soccer. So there's an upcoming clinic that's especially valuable. A junior referee program is going to be offered this Friday afternoon from 1 to 4 o'clock, and it's only $5. The adult referee program is going to be held on Saturday from 10 to 4, both at a gym, and both have visiting instructors. Now, this course is recognized by FIBA Oceania as an official accreditation course. You can contact Elias Rangamar at the gym. He knows everything. All right, which sounds better, 5K or 5,000? Personally, I think 5,000 meters is a lot longer than 5K. Well, it sounds like it does anyway. Maybe not. Saipan International School is sponsoring its annual Gecko 5000. Remember, it used to be called the SIS 5K, but Gecko 5000 sounds much more grueling, so they're going with that. All right, first 120 to register will get a cool T-shirt from SIS. Now, this is all going to happen this Saturday morning over at Bonsai Cliff, so you can watch the sunrise and then start running. Race time, 6:30. The awards ceremony immediately following at 7:30. That'll do it for news and sports. We got the weather right after this.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw.
Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
Traveling or laying over on Guam? Don't wait around. Zip into Guam Adventures at Zipline Park inside the Hilton Resort and Spa. Guides will take you through a series of zips, starting with a mountain course and then zip over the ocean with spectacular views of Tumon Bay. 6 zip lines in all deliver a thrilling experience, and it's family friendly, so bring the kids ages 6 and up. You'll love the security of double lines and a new braking system to make riding smoother. The towers are named after the islands in the Marianas. We call it the Island Hopper. Your guides will teach you what you need to know to soar through the jungle with a bird's eye view. Best of all, for residents of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, you can book this experience at 20% savings. Log on to GuamAdventures.com and during checkout, use offer code HAFA20. Book it and zip it today. We'll even pick you up.
Today's weather, the high temperature 88, the low 78, heat index 103, the humidity 74%. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, some scattered showers here and there. Northeast winds 10 miles an hour, high 88. Seen that before. Low 78, seas 3 to 4 feet. Sunrise 6 past 6, high tide 424, and then a low tide at 11:31, sunset at 6:10. And that is your news, sports, and weather. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.